Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Philly. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schwein. Josh Hennig is in the studio today, and of course, the intern Andrew Leeds on a Sunday here in April 13th. Good morning, Josh Hennig.
Good morning, Billy. How are you doing on this cloudy Sunday afternoon?
I got a collared shirt on today. Right?
I see that.
Collared shirt. Last night I went to the Collingswood High School.
I hope that's not the same what you were wearing last night. Okay, then we're fine.
I went to the Collingswood High School Athletic Hall of Fame dinner last night. A lot of great people. A lot of people I haven't seen in years. Of course, last year I got inducted, but our football team got inducted. This year we went as a just a member of the Hall of Fame. It was a lot of fun. So a lot of people I hadn't seen in years. Danny Schmidt. A lot of people that used to live in Collingswood now live down at the Jersey Shore.
Not surprising.
All listen to the locker room, Josh.
Well, listen, I mean, it's a smart move by those guys to move to South Jersey. It's probably less expensive to live down here for some of them.
Well, maybe, but a lot of people. And guess what, Andrew? You know who was in attendance last night?
Aside from Billy Schwein?
Besides from Billy Schwein? Kathy Engelbert.
Oh, the WNBA commissioner.
She had black leather pants on.
She
looked great. Yeah, she looked great. And you know what I heard, Josh? So I didn't get to see her. You know, we got there. I got there around 5:35. They were already seated. I thought it was like a cocktail hour before. I guess it started earlier. But anyway, I didn't see her. I didn't see her until she got on stage. So I went over to talk to her. And she was gone. I heard she flew down to the Augusta to the Masters.
I mean, frankly, I would blow you off for the Masters too if I had the opportunity.
If you make the College or High School Hall of Fame, you got to make it. I don't care how big your bridges are. I don't care how big your bridges
Forget
are.
Augusta.
So it was a lot of fun, and of course, we're here today to talk sports. We got a busy show today. We're gonna go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market, and in the bottom of the second hour, we'll get our high school athletes in a spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. A lot of talk about yesterday on the show, Josh. I went off on Alec Boehm and Brandon Marsh about the Phillies, the younger. Now, listen, I want to preface this by saying to you, Josh, I know it's only April 13th, and I know Tommy Greene's going to come on here and tell me to calm down, don't get too excited, like all the former athletes that I used to hang around with back in the day. One thing they always said to me, Josh, when things are going bad, don't get too low. When things are going great, don't get too high. Keep that even keel. Well, that's hard for me to do as a fan, right? You're more objective than I am. I'm more of emotional. Same with Andrew. But effort. People like to see effort. People like to see that you really, really care as much as the fans want to see that the players care as much as the fans do, if not more.
Yes.
So I saw all I simply said yesterday, and it's getting a lot of traction because people are agreeing with me. And I'm even getting text messages from people saying they agree with it. Those two young guys, were they be considered Alec Boehm is the daycare. He's part of the daycare, right?
Well, the daycare is over.
Is Marsh daycare? No.
Yeah. Him and Stott. Him and Stott and Bro. 2/3
of the daycare group, they gotta do something to change their perception. They got to show that they got to do something like Nick Sirianni did after the fourth week of the season when the Eagles were 2-2. And what did he do? He shaved his head. He did something to distract. And I'm not saying that if Marsh shaved his beard, cut his hair, if Alec Boehm did the same, that it would make them better baseball players. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it would show the people that they mean business, and they'll do anything it takes to change their fortunes around and show people they care, and that would buy them at least a month and a half to get out of a slump.
I mean, it's a take that you've been pushing a little bit more sarcastically for weeks, and then starting to get more serious about it. And I got to say, I'm starting to grow on me a little bit.
Like before, I was just kidding around with you guys.
Yeah,
right?
and we were joshing you like, that's silly, it's goofy, like that's not going to do anything. But I don't know. The more we get deeper into the season, I know we're still early, but them both struggling the way that they are.
But here's another thing, Josh, and chime in if you. I don't ever remember when I was a younger guy, baseball players being under the Mendoza line. When you were in a slump, like if you were around 200, like you were really struggling.
Right.
Now the slumps, Brandon Marsh is batting 118. Bohm's batting 158. Kepler's at 200. He's at the Mendoza line. I've never seen so many players hit under 200 in my life.
For me, guys, I think part of the conversation is the fact that I am frustrated like you are, Billy, with Marsh and Bohm, but the frustrations are different because to me, Bohm was an all-star last year. Alec Bohm had 2 straight years of 97 RBIs. Alec Bohm only had 86 strikeouts all of last year. Right now, he is tied for second on the team in strikeouts. He has the worst on-base percentage on the team. He is obviously struggling, and I don't understand why this guy is having problems when he had a great spring. And the only thing I can think of, Billy, is, as you said, he's got to do something drastic. And that's why I think that your take is not extreme, because I think that your position, Bill, is that knowing sports, right? Watching sports for basically your entire life, guys do weird stuff to get out of slumps, right? So, and I'm sure Tommy Greene, when he joined us in about 24 minutes, can detail some of those, but sometimes you just got to do something, right? Change your bat, cut your hair, change the chain on your neck, change your gloves, change your cleats.
Look at Bryce Harper. He changes batting gloves, cleats. He does that stuff.
Right. So to me, I think part of the problem with Bohm is, as you said, it's not just that he's struggling. It's the fact that he's not doing something to show that he's trying to get out of it.
There's reports that he's like this close. And if you're watching this on the StreamYard and the YouTube channel, X platform and the YouTube channel, go to my website, The Locker Room, Billy Schwein. So you can see Josh and the intern Andrew Leeds and myself there. But if your perception, like when Brandon Marsh is batting 118, right, and you see him on TV worrying about his hair every inning by putting water on it, like what's he doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the water pouring is to keep his hair cool. But again, if you didn't have so much hair, it wouldn't be as much of an issue. So, you could cut the issue at the root right there if you wanted to. I don't know.
I mean, it's just like, to me, and here's the one thing that I want to emphasize is the fact that by cutting their hair and shaving their beard, Andrew, isn't going to make him a better baseball player.
No.
But it's going to show the fans. It's going to buy them, because Josh, baseball is a game of slumps, hot streaks and slumps. And if you go into a prolonged slump, you need to buy yourself time, especially where Alec Bohm and Brandon Marsh are right now with the fans. I know it's April 13th, but if this continues, the heat's going to come down. And the only way they're going to be able to buy time to get out of that slump is to do something drastic.
Yeah, and to me, the reason why I say Bohm and Marsh are different as well, guys, is because at least I've seen Marsh do something this year. You know what I mean? I've at least seen Marsh.
He's batting 118, Josh.
But guess what? If you watch the game, don't look at the stat sheet. When you watch the game, how many times, Bill, have you talked about, my eyes tell me, the Billy Schwein eye test. Well, the eye test says Marsh is at least giving you something every once in a while. Now, frankly, I'm over the Brandon Marsh experiment. I said this on my show during the week that I'm done with Marsh. I've been done with Marsh for a while now. They got it. The fact that this team is still hanging on to him, it's almost like you're in a bad relationship and you're just like, you're hanging on because of the good memories. You're not, you're not hanging on.
That's what Dabrowski did, right? What did the 93 Phillies, the 2008 Phillies, they kept Chase and Jimmy Rollins maybe a little bit too long,
right?
Because they won the World Series. They're sentimental favorites. Everybody loved them. They don't want to get part ways with them. Well, Dave Dombrowski's caught a trap because he thinks that this team this is their last year. This is their last run with this group.
Yeah, I mean, clearly that's the case. That's how he feels, and it's just tough when you have that center field position. It's still, it's been an issue for years at this point where we've had that platoon of, Rojas and Marsh, and I haven't seen any form of like growth or like improvement really from either of them.
I think that's the big key you just brought up right there, Andrew. I'm so glad you said that because, Billy, one of the reasons why the Flyers this year traded Morgan Frost and Joel Farabee.
They were stagnant. They
because they weren't evolving. They weren't growing. They weren't developing anymore. They hit a point and the organization was like, we got 2 guys drafted in the first round and we have guys who are not drafted in the first round. I'm playing him. This year, I never thought in my life that Tyson Forrester was going to have like a potentially 25 goal season. And that's where we are. And Bobby Brink had the game-winning goal last night. Like, you can't have guys who are not the higher expectation guys outperforming the other guys. That's what's going on with the Phillies right now. Alec Boehm was the 3rd overall pick in the draft. Brandon Marsh was considered a top prospect coming into baseball. Bryson Stott, he leads the team in strikeouts right now, Billy. And he was a top pick as well. So it's like, at some point, I don't care about the sentimentality. Do you want to win or not? Like the Phillies are walking around wearing jerseys.
You guys,
win a ring.
It's World Series or bust this year. So
yes.
We'll get a little Flyers talk in because this team is 5-1 since they fired Tortorella, which is amazing. We'll talk a little Sixers if we have to. And, of course, the Masters are going on. Josh, do you watch?
Oh, yeah.
Do you watch golf? See, Andrew, I can't watch golf on TV. I can't.
I get what you mean to a certain degree. I mean, it is, a more slow paced. It's not, like, action. It's just, especially like the first day of the Masters, I really lock in like towards I want to see how it goes.
I love that music.
Like
it's tradition, man.
Yeah, like you mentioned before the air, the pageantry of it. It's fun to watch. The sport itself.
We're gonna have a lot of fun today. We got 2 hours to get it all in. First hour of the locker room powered by. I like that comment. Powered by Surety Title. Surety Professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchase. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts. Contract signing and closing, the shortest set of city. Between Surety Title is with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. More information on my good friend Ron Cochran at 856-988-8900. Give Chris Mooney a call. The Ocean City office is 609-399-1227. I want to tell you about McCann Appraisal. All your real estate appraisal, call John A. McCann Associates, 609-263-7422. Whether for commercial, residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce financing, and more, the professionals at John A. McCann Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. When we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Phillies weekend against the Cardinals. The Sixers season is over. What's next for them? We're getting closer to the draft. Plus 4 more chances. Listen for your cue to call to enter to win Eagles Club Box tickets for a game this season.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot. You need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the locker room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the locker room sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Servicing Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Springfest deals are still in full swing at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for only $10. And get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $300 when you buy 2 or more select GE kitchen appliances of $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Spring is cranking up in South Jersey, and so is the hiring game. The weather is warming up, and soon, business will be booming. If your business isn't ready, your competition will be. Whether you need a killer crew for the busy season or fresh stars to take your team to the next level, now is the time to make your move. Town Square Media can help you find the right people fast. No stress, no waiting, just the best hires for your business. To learn more, go to townsquaresouthjersey.com. That's townsquaresouthjersey.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live in the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein. Josh Hennig. I haven't seen Josh in a long time or worked with him. Oh, we worked at the 10 mile.
Yeah, we were at
But in the studio.
I haven't been in the studio with you, I think, since last summer.
The Intern Andrew Leeds is here with us on Sunday. He's got his Phillies gear on. Is that it, Kyle Schwarber? Yeah, but is he a contract?
He is in a contract.
Isn't that funny that our dude Schwarber is at 288 and he leads the league in homers? Isn't that something?
Hey, I mean, people see that, they need some money to be made. They're
Is
going to
that a
make that money.
coincidence, Andrew? Or is that like, or is he bearing down a little bit harder this year?
I mean, I'm sure it's part of it. I doubt it's completely
What's
coincidence.
Schwarber, 33?
I think he's 32 turning 33.
32, yeah.
I'll pull it up exactly.
All right.
But
I think he's like 33, 32.
I doubt it's complete coincidence. I mean, guys, it's got to be in the back of their head. They want to pay. I'm sure he wants to stay.
What do you think?
In Philly.
So if he can say I'm just hypothetically now, say he finishes the year 288.
He's 32.
He's 32. Say he finishes the year with a 288 batting average, is in the top 3 in homers, leads the team in RBIs. How many years? What type of contract do you think he'll get? 3 or 4 years?
I would think at least.
Remember, he'll be 30. He'll be 34.
33 next year.
33 next year.
But he's the type of player where, he's just a DH. Just his bat. Players like that tend to have a bit more longevity than a guy like we talk about JT Realmuto all the time, where his defense is a factor. I mean, his defense is still great.
I was going to say he just didn't. What team? A couple of weeks ago, he mowed down 3 guys in one game.
The Dodgers.
2 guys in one
Dodgers.
game at the Dodgers game on Friday night.
He saved that game.
Yeah,
he literally saved the game.
Romano was ready to blow it.
Here's the thing. You guys. Here's the thing between Bohm, Marsh, and Realmuto is still his defense is tangible. You see him like he pays dividends defensively.
Yeah.
Where Bohm makes errors. He'll make a costly error here and there. Marsh is pretty solid defensively. but you're getting like 118. I don't care how great of a defender you are in baseball. If you're only batting 118, you're not cutting it.
Yeah, and JT, I mean, yeah, like you said, the defense he provides is more valuable as a catcher.
Right.
I would say, like Marshy, yeah, he's a good
Plus
defender.
the way he
in
handles the
center field.
pitchers.
Yeah, like that's the type of guy. I mean, he's got that experience. He's got the proven ability to play at the highest level. So he's a guy where, again, I don't know what they're going to do this offseason with his contract expiring.
I mean, do you think the Phillies would re-sign him? Probably.
They should.
They should?
They absolutely should.
Make Nick Earnshaw happy.
Listen, well, I don't care about Nick Earnshaw's feelings in this. I care about winning baseball. And I think that you could argue Kyle Schwarber has been the second most important hitter for the Phillies.
No doubt about it.
In the last few years. And and by the way, this guy, he has lost weight 3 straight years. He has gotten in better and better shape. So he's taking care of his body, right? Still drinking the beer, but he cut out, the fast food, right? And he looks healthier. He looks leaner. And to me, a guy who commits to his health is a guy that I can invest in as a professional team.
One thing about yesterday's game, and let's go back and look at yesterday's game. The Phillies beat the Cardinals 4-1. Today's the rubber match, and we have, by the way, Wheeler on the mound today. He can get right his ship. But one thing that stood out to me yesterday, one thing that the Phillies did in their win, Josh, and I kind of alluded to it during the break, so I won't try to ask you and stump you like I did during the break. But one thing that the Phillies team did in their win or didn't do, they scored 4 runs and didn't hit a home run. They played small ball.
Yeah, and they've been doing that more often this year. I don't think it's because they can't hit home runs. I just think they're saying it's better to be an opportunistic hitter than a home run hitter.
Andrew, who do you find more responsible for the lack of offense, batting average wise? We want these guys to put the ball in play. We don't want them swinging for the fences. That's kind of been our albatross, right? In the playoffs. So is it the batting coach, the hitting coach, the manager, Rob Thompson? Like who do you blame? The players?
I mean, part of it, I feel like it's got to be the players because I mean, we don't know.
Well, that's
what
a part
Kevin
of it,
Long,
but I mean, like you can't fire all the players. You can't get rid of.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get rid of Brandon. You could probably get rid of one person on this team right now to send the message.
Yeah, I mean, it was Kevin Long himself during the offseason who said, like, you can do all the techniques. It doesn't matter if they're going out there swinging at the first pitch,
Which indicates that he's at least trying to send that message.
Yeah, so I want to say, again, we don't know what Kevin Long is saying behind the
right.
scenes. We don't have access to that. But I think part of it is still the players. And they're working better at those habits. I mean, they're walking a lot at a higher rate this year. Castellanos specifically, I feel like, has been a lot better with his plate discipline. So, I mean, I got to say it's still the hitters themselves because, again, they want to hit that long ball.
Castellanos went 3 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
He's batting 308.
Yeah, he's been having a hell of a start of the season.
Right. He's a streaky hitter, though. So, I mean, that's kind of who he is, right? Look, as long as they don't play him every day, I'm fine.
Is he gonna? Wait a minute. I thought it was gonna be my next question. Yeah. Is he gonna go 162 again this year?
I hope not.
You realize that
was the dumbest thing last year.
Cal Ripken did 16 years without missing one game.
That's never happening again.
Is that a record that'll never be broken?
Never be broken.
We did talk about this.
We did that show a couple weeks ago.
It's that. It's Gretzky's assists. It's DiMaggio's hit streak.
You said that too.
It's I'm trying to think what else.
I know.
Pete Rose's hits.
Pete Rose's hits might depends. There could always come a guy along who's just like a crazy slap hitter. But you know what else won't be broken? The Dolphins.
The undefeated.
You know what? I'm not so sure.
Oh, I'm sure
because there's going to be. I think that one.
There's way more parity in football today than there ever was.
Yeah,
and too many of these teams are resting guys at the end of seasons. Like and now they go to 18 games eventually. I just don't see how any team is ever going to be able to go undefeated from week 1 all the way through the Super Bowl.
By the way, so, last night, like I said, I saw Kathy Engelbert. By the way, she's the commissioner of the WNBA.
I would have cornered Kathy and asked her, when's the WNBA coming to Philadelphia?
I was going to do that. That's why my intent was to go over to talk to her. Because, I grew up with Kurt Engelbert. We played baseball from, Little League all the way up. Kurt and Kevin Engelbert. And Kathy, we grew up together. So I was going to go up, but she was gone. I was going to say, when do you get a team in Philly? And the WNBA girls, they want more money, but is that league losing money, Josh?
Well, look, the WNBA has been a league that has been held up by the NBA for decades now, because they don't have the TV money coming in the other sports leagues do. Their entire model is built on trying to generate advertiser revenue, because one of the things people don't realize is there's never a scenario where you can generate enough attendance for a sporting event to cover cost for player salaries anymore. It's just mathematically impossible.
So they're not getting the TV revenue.
They're not getting the TV revenue.
You know why? Because maybe not that many. Maybe they've done an investigation or a survey, and they see that it's just not there's just not that many viewers. The viewership's not that high.
Well, listen, let's be realistic. We all know that television viewership is subjective, because if we're going to go based on that, then we should be talking way more hockey than basketball on this show, because there have been weeks this year where the NHL has had more viewers than NBA games. There are times that hockey has had more viewership in a day than baseball has in a day. So if we're just going off of viewership, we should change what we're doing. But we can't just go off of viewership, because guess what? There's more to it. And I think that's where I think part of the problem with WNBA is, and this is the problem for all sports, and I don't want to get too off kilter, but and this is where, Billy, if I could sit Kathy Engelbert down myself, I would have this conversation with her. She needs to explain to these young ladies, they need to stop listening to the people who don't know what they're talking about. We live in a society where too many of these athletes are surrounded by idiots who they call their friends. Okay, look at John Morant and all this fiasco with him and the hand motions.
So unnecessary.
And it's like, Billy, how many times have you and I talked about, on and off the air about, who you spend your time with, who you talk to, who you're surrounding yourself with, who you associate with. It matters.
Sure,
I remember, Andrew and I were talking about before we had to hit the break. Andrew and I talked about last time we saw each other was Vince Papale.
Right.
Last time Andrew and I saw each other in person at La Scala's. And one of the things that Vince talked to Billy, and Dave Clemick about that day at La Scala's and Brigantine was about the fact that when Vince realized that his wife, his new wife, supported him in chasing his dream, it changed his entire perspective.
Right.
It changed his entire view of everything, because he said, I actually had somebody who said, yeah, go for it. I believe in you. And the problem
follow your dream.
Right. And so if you have somebody in your ear who is giving you bad advice, bad information, bad feedback, you're going to say and do bad stuff. And I think the WNBA has a lot of women who have a lot of nefarious individuals in their ear who don't actually want to help them benefit. They just want them to disrupt.
Andrew, you're only good as the company you keep.
Yeah, very true.
All right. On the other side, we're going to talk with Tommy Greene. And I guarantee he's going to be the voice of reason, guys. He's just go, Billy. Here's exactly what he's going to say. Billy, it's only April 13th. Watch, I'm telling you. And we're going to ask him about the idea of what does he think of Marsh and Bohm doing something to change their persona, the way people perceive them. All right. On the other side, I can't wait to talk to Tommy Greene. Brought to you by Blitz's Market. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Just listen, we love La Scala's. I told you I got the meatball trio, right?
Oh, yeah. It always looks delicious.
To die for. La Scala's opened 2 summers ago already to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza and their daily specials. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
The biscuit
you're
is
New York.
better.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and nonstop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with RG Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call RG Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. RG Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
It's time to find appliances that fit your needs and your style at the Home Depot. Shop Spring Black Friday savings and get up to 35% off select appliances like GE Profile, plus free delivery. From all-in-one washer-dryer combos that can wash and dry a full load in under 2 hours to feature-loaded refrigerators with built-in autofill water pitchers, GE Profile has appliances made to simplify your life and elevate your home. Shop Spring Black Friday savings on top brand appliances and get free delivery happening now at the Home Depot. Free delivery on appliance purchases of $396 or more. Offer valid April 3rd through April 23rd. U.S. only. See store online for details.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at Jester's Dive Bar for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Schwein on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig is with me today, producing and co-hosting, and, of course, the intern, Andrew Leeds. Now, we talked a lot of Phillies baseball, and I know it's April 13th, and when Tommy comes on, he's going to tell me to chill out. I can't help it. I'm emotional. Now it's time to go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off for 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Market. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.D. Greene.
Good morning, Billy. How are you doing? But I sort of know how you're doing.
So, Tommy, I got to tell you, last night.
It's a never-ending cycle with you, Billy.
Well, I can't wait to pick your brain today, T. Listen, so last night I went to the Collingswood High School Hall of Fame dinner. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me when they said, "Who do you got on tomorrow?" I said, "Well, I have Tommy Greene on." And they go, "Oh, I golfed with him." That'd be like 15 people said they've golfed with you over the years.
Yeah, you know that I played in a lot of tournaments, a lot of charity tournaments, man. I enjoy all that stuff. I wish I could remember everybody's name and stuff like that. I'm pretty good with faces, but I played with a ton, and it's all for a good cause.
Well, they all remember it, Tommy. They love playing with it. They said, "You know what? Here's another thing." I said, I was telling one guy, I said, "Yeah, Tommy Greene. Remember, Josh, when he's out on a golf course, he's taking it serious. He's got his viewfinder. He's got his cigar. He don't talk. He's focused, like he's playing baseball." And I said, I try to tease Chief. I try to get Chief and Tommy Greene to do a match by saying, "Yo, Chief, Tommy Greene says you stink at golf. He said he can outdrive you, out hit you." And I try to say the same thing to you, but it fell on deaf ears.
Oh yeah, we know how that rolls, Billy. Talk's cheap, man. Yeah, I mean everybody tries to. I played in Philly, man. We know all that stuff. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of playing in Philly, Tommy, I am look. You know what the elephant in the room is the fact that Alec Boehm and Brandon Marsh are like way under the Mendoza line. I don't think I've ever remembered a time when I've seen so many batters with their averages under 200 in my life this year. It's unbelievable. It's not just those two. There's other people around the league. Back in the day, it was just like you were really bad if you were like 200. Now these guys, he's batting 118. Okay, so with that being said, baseball is a game of hot streaks and slumps. Those two guys, what I think they need to do is change their persona, change the way people perceive them. They need to show the Philadelphia fan base, and you know because you played here, Tommy, and passionately, they need to do something to show the fans that they want to try hard to be great baseball players, not to worry about what they look like. So I'm proposing that they come out and get a haircut, shave their beard, do something to change the mojo.
Well, I mean, I get where you're coming from, Billy, but you know, these guys, this is basically a 14-day or 14-game look into their season. You know, I don't start worrying about things until it gets to the All-Star break or sometime in June. Late June. It depends on how they're going because they could go on a 10-game streak where they're hitting like close to 500, 400, 500, and that turns it all back around.
Sure it does.
And they're the best, and they're the best thing since sliced bread. But what I want to see is the focus of how they take it back, how they take pitches. Are they seeing pitches? And that's a good thing. Are they swinging it the first thing they see? But it comes in the other way. What kind of defense are they playing? You're gonna go through struggles. It's not how good you are when you're going at your best. It's how good you are when you're struggling a little bit, and that comes defensively and offensively. So if they're going about their business and they're contributing defensively when they're struggling offensively, hey man, I mean they're good athletes. They're going to figure things out a little bit.
Right, and Tommy, I always, what I said. I said this yesterday. I said every single former athlete that I've had on my show, you included, and like people, the guys that I'm friends with, like Tockett and Chief, they always said as a athlete, Schweiner, you can't get too excited when things are going great. You can't get too low when things are going bad. Keep that even keel. That's great for you guys, but for the fans and the people that are rooting for this team, they see these guys like Bones batting 158, Martian. They need to do something to make it look like they really care. I don't know, like instead of seeing Martian putting water on his head after every inning, worrying about the way he looks. I don't know. I just think he should do something different.
Well, I mean, what's that going to help, Billy? That's going to help the way you look at him. Is it going to make him hit the ball any better? No, it's not. That's what you want him to do. I get what you want him to do.
Right.
But I mean, riding it'd be like me. Okay, if I'm riding in a boat with you, and you're riding in a boat with me, and you go by the way I feel, you're not going to get thrown out the boat and drown. If I'm riding in your boat and I go by the way you feel, I have no chance of making it back to shore. Because we're not going through the ripples, the rolling waves when I do it with the ups and downs of the way I look at things and go about it. we're going over 30-footers with you, man. And sooner or later, we're nosediving.
Get to the high side.
Hey, good morning.
So I mean, it's it's I see where you come in, and I want them to do better too. But we can't see what's going on behind the scenes as much.
Well, Tommy, but here I got
about their business to change things and work on things. They're continuously working. Has Harper hit his stride?
No.
And done? No, he's not hitting below 200.
Yeah, but we're not talking about he's a star. He's our star. Tommy, remember was it a couple years ago when Alec Boehm said he got caught on video saying he hates this bleeping place? And what did he do? After the game, he took responsibility, owned it, and then people got off his back for like a month and a half. I'm just saying if they do something like that, it might, because baseball is a game of hot streaks and slumps, it might buy him a month and a half to get out of the slump.
Well, you're not trying to appease the fans all that. I think the way you appease the fan is you go through stick by your guns and work hard and show them that you care, and play hard defense and hustle at every chance. It's the little things that mean the most. And when you start getting those hits, they start falling, sort of like the ball fell for Boehm yesterday. The infield hit he got that can turn things around a little bit and start falling the other way. It's the little things that mean a lot. And as long as you don't show people that you pout and cry and, or say, poor woe is me, they don't want to hear that crap. They want to see you work hard and give 100%. And they're still going to let you know where you're not hitting the ball, but that's the game of baseball. If it was that easy, you heard me say it, Billy, you'd be playing, and then you'd really be in trouble. So...
Tommy, this is Josh. That's where I'm going to go with you, which is, obviously in your years playing, in the major leagues, can you recall a situation where you had or played with a guy like Alec Boehm, who former All-Star, 2 straight years of 97 RBI, and he's struggling this much? And do you remember a situation where a guy went through a situation like this and how they bursted out of that slump?
Well, you look back at about everybody I've ever played with almost has been through slumps. A 14-game period where you're hitting below 200, they've all had that. They've been 1 for 20, and going through those things. But then the things happen where they go, 3 for 4, 4 for 5, 2 for 4. And they get right back and it gets the average up quick. It's just the prolong when it goes and keeps going. That's the issue. You got to give them a little bit more time than this. Is anybody knocking on the door to come up from the minor leagues to take their spot really right now? I don't know. I haven't checked into that, but I think it's too small of a sample size. We know what they can do. We've seen what they can do, and I think it's there. You just got to give them a little bit more time, to do it.
Hey, good morning, Tommy. So switching gears to another player who's had a bit of a shaky start to the season in Jordan Romano. Obviously, had a rough few outings to start the season. He's cleaned it up a little bit his last 2. Obviously, yesterday went a full inning, only allowing 1 hit. So I wanted to get your perspective as a pitcher, what you've seen from him so far, and again, sort of slumping in the pitching sense. What have you seen, and what would you like to see him work on to continue?
Well, it's not that I've watched every inning of the games this year, and I keep up with things and look at when I've seen him pitch. I know one time in particular early, I had to take, I took my cap off to the other team because he threw some quality pitches. They hit the other way and for base hits and stuff like that. And it doesn't take but a couple of those hits, and then he leave one over the plate. So like AK Nola does right now. He's been getting hurt by the one pitch over the plate. He's been giving up a 2-run homer or whatever. He ends up, he's did it a few times, in the first, starts. Last start was better. He still battled. But Romano, the uptick in velocity is a little bit better. And he's slowly, last couple's been a little bit better, and that's the way it goes. The thing about relieving, you're only as good as your last appearance. And the thing about it, you can be out there tomorrow. You got to forget about all the crap, man. It's as the player. That's as a player. But us analysts and talk show hosts and stuff like that. We thrive, they thrive on the, on how they do. It's like, that outing is oh my God, it's horrible. The guy is not good. I hate using the word sucks. It's a bad word, and it's not, because nobody's out there is trying to fail. And the guy's got a proven track record. He just went through some injuries last year, and he's trying to get back in sync with himself. And it takes a little time sometimes when you get out of sync a little bit to find it. As long as he's making progress, and I think Topper said that the other day, he said he looks better, his velocity's upticked a little bit. The stuff's there, the track record's there. And that's what we know. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish.
Every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Tommy, let's talk real quick about that one Aaron Nola. He's 0 for 3 in the early going with a 5.51 ERA. Are you concerned about Aaron Nola?
Well, I'm looking at, we all know the way Aaron kind of goes a little bit. And the thing is, it's been hurting him the past good year. He tended to, get caught, go through stretches where he got caught balls over to the plate and giving up the, not just a solo homer, but like the 2 and 3 run homer. That's been he'll go, 4 or 5 innings and be Cy Young, and then all of a sudden they bang him up, and before you know it, he gives up 4 or 5 runs, and it's been because of the long ball. He's been giving up the long ball a lot. Past couple of outings, I think yesterday's last outing was a little bit better, I think, velocity-wise, and all around. But to me, he looks a little short compared to last year as far as velocity-wise. That doesn't mean you can't pitch. That just means your mistakes has got to be in better places. You know what I mean? And, because as long as the velocities in between your off-speed pitches and your fastballs and stuff like that have good separation and stuff like that, you still can get hitters out, and that's the thing, and he's still a good pitcher, and he's obviously trying to find his way too through the early part of the season, because you go through, he's going to start you 31, 32 games, maybe even more, during the regular season. So, 3 games out of that many, as long as he's trending in the right direction and getting going like that, giving you a chance to win, that's all that matters.
Tommy, before we let you go, I had to ask you about Christopher Sanchez, because I was so impressed yesterday with the guy who, it was obviously he did not have his best stuff, but he got 5 double plays in the game yesterday. That's something he's really known for. I almost felt like I was watching like a Tom Glavine game where he just kept getting ground balls randomly. What does it say to you, Tommy, that a young pitcher who maybe getting those ground balls is not his skill set, but he's evolving and growing to the point where he's kind of changing in the game what he has to do instead of just trying to stick to his guns and just throw heat all the time?
Well, that's how he got to the big leagues, believe it or not. He'd come into pro ball. He had that gas, but he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. He couldn't throw strikes.
Right.
And then we got him from, that's how we got him really, I think, from the Devil Rays. From the Rays. He had the power, and he made a conscious effort to sort of back down and work control the strike zone. And then when he learned that changeup, it gave him another, this unbelievable type thing. And that's what's happened a little bit. He's always been sort of a ground ball pitcher. The key to him was throwing strikes and commanding getting ahead of hitters more often. Him controlling the at-bats and him being able to get the ground balls is a huge thing. That doesn't do nothing but build your confidence. Me, I wasn't a ground ball pitcher. I'd get a ground ball. I didn't throw sinkers. My ball didn't want to sink. My ball did the other. I wanted to ride, more riding up and in, So, you still find a way to do things. I tended to get ground balls off sliders, and stuff like that. And occasionally, locating a good fastball down, but my ball didn't want to sink, I'd get a ground ball and stuff like that. I was a notorious, just a fly ball pitcher, a lot more. I got a lot of pop-ups, a lot of late swings and stuff like that. So, every pitcher's a little bit different. But looking at him and the way he's matured, the maturation process, and the confidence that he's exuded. Success breeds confidence. Confidence breeds success.
Well, Tommy,
and it works back and forth. I mean, but and then now he's adding velocity back because he's always had it, but now the confidence that he knows he can throw strikes now, and now he's added in a little bit of a slider too. I mean, he's just evolving into a good young pitcher. He's hopefully be here for a long time.
All right, Tommy Greene, our time's up today. We got to roll. We really appreciate talking to you. Look, every time I talk to you, I feel like I calm down a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to keep his blood pressure down, Billy. I mean, the doctor's going to thank me for it. So.
All right, Tommy Greene, as always, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, Billy. Thank you, man.
All right, there he is. Tommy Greene, every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conkin at 856-988-8900. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Ow! Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door,
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Leonard Skinner, live in concert. Friday, May 30th, 9 p.m. Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort. Celebrating 50 years of Leonard Skinner. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Leonard Skinner.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
back broadcasting live at the Tom's River Auto Group Studio. Right here in Northfield, Billy Schwein with you on Sunday. Josh Hennig, Game Night, and the Intern Angel Leeds.
Keep it going. You got the read there.
All right, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken. You wear their private business network they call the Legacy Club. Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top businesses. If you have an interest in attending one of these events, see if it's good for your business. Send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com. Give a call at 856-912.
What a light golf clap for that.
You dance, man.
Hello, friend. It is iconic.
So here's what I'll do. If there's a close match, I like the 16th, 17th, and 18th hole.
Today is the day, Billy. Come on.
I'll do that in. But if somebody's like 5 strokes ahead at the end, I'm not watching the end of it.
Let me give you really quick. We're gonna wrap up the hour, Billy. Here's why you need to watch the Masters today. You got 2 storylines. So the last 8 winners of the Masters have all come for the final pairing. The final pairing today is Rory McIlroy going for the career Grand Slam. He's never won the Masters. Bryson DeChambeau. He will only become the 4th player ever to win the Masters and 2 U.S. Opens. There is history on the line, Billy Schwein, today in Augusta at the Masters.
What time do you think they'll be coming up on the 18th hole? About 6 o'clock tonight? 6:30?
Probably 6 something, yeah.
I'll
Listen, you got a day ahead of you.
Phillies.
Phillies, Masters, boom.
On the other side, we'll talk a little Flyers, a little Eagles draft, and we'll get our high school athletes to the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Mike Gill for Game Day Men's Health in Egg Harbor Township, where they're defining a new era in men's health. 1 in 4 men over 30 in the U.S. have low testosterone levels. Whether you're chasing peak performance, reigniting intimacy, or simply want to feel your best, what are you waiting for? Get to Game Day Men's Health in Egg Harbor Township and get a customized game plan. Game Day Men's Health delivers premium testosterone replacement therapy, removes the stigma around erectile dysfunction, and supports weight loss with medical treatments and vitamin therapy. Fast appointments, expert guidance, and a free testosterone test and consultation with an on-site lab for results in just 15 minutes. Get stronger, get healthier, feel like your old self, and get back in the game. You'll wish you did it sooner. So why wait? Call Game Day Men's Health at Egg Harbor Township, 609-365-7088, or visit them on English Creek Avenue in EHT. And GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Tell them Mike Gill from the Sports Bash sent you for a special offer.
Matt Black Kia has 3 questions. Do you have a job? Want to pay 0 interest? Want to save before high tariff prices? 0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, 0 interest for 72 months. On every clearly marked new Kia in stock.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
With approved credit, not all will qualify. On new 2024 Kia purchase. Go to mattblackkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Expires 5/4/25. Matt Black Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
It's Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot, so what are you working on? If you're sprucing up your lawn, you know there's no such thing as too much mulch. So don't miss this special buy. 5 bags of Scott's Earth Grow mulch for only $10 at the Home Depot. Promote healthier soil, prevent weeds, and beautify your yard with mulch that maintains its color for up to 12 months. Shop 14 days of deals during Spring Black Friday, now through April 16th at the Home Depot.
Hey, it's Chris Coleman, and the Great Rewards Hunt is on. So join the adventure with DraftKings Casino. For fun seekers, follow the trail to huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. But the excitement is only getting started because new players can get 500 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code DK973, that's DK973, and wager a minimum of $5 to receive 500 casino spins on a featured game. Only on the most rewarding place to play, DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Again, that code DK973. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 or older, physically present in New Jersey. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends 4/27/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door,
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Relay for Life of Atlantic County is a chance to celebrate cancer survivors and caregivers, remembered loved ones, and fight back against every cancer as we join together for every life. Funds raised support the American Cancer Society mission of ending cancer as we know it for everyone. That means funding cancer research breakthroughs that can help save lives and providing free patient and caregiver support. Visit relayforlife.org/Atlantic County NJ and join us on May 31st at 1 p.m. at the Police Activities League in Egg Harbor Township.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They've got him. It's a sack.
Sixers.
Oh, baby.
And Flyers.
He scored!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
Set, ready, 3.
Welcome to the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northville. Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds. And I told you, Andrew, Tommy Greene's consistent. And he says the same to me every week. He, I'm too hyped up, and I take it easy.
He's as cool as a cucumber, man. That's cool
Hey,
as a
Josh,
cum.
he's cooler than the other side of the pillow.
I like that.
All right, one other Phillies note before we start talking Flyers hockey, Andrew Painter down in Clearwater. He threw the ball over 100 miles an hour a couple times down in Clearwater.
Yeah, he's looking good so
He's
far.
looking good, they say, Andrew.
Yeah, him, and even I've seen good things from Aiden Miller doing what he's doing down the minors.
Yeah, but
he's still
away. Who would you say is closer, Crawford or Aiden Miller?
Crawford.
Ooh.
Crawford. Only because of Marsh's play, right?
Well, that's part of it. But hold on a second. Let me pull up the John Middleton bite from the Philly Show podcast because he specifically was asked about the young players. And
but see, Tommy Greene said he's not worried. Like he doesn't worry about things until the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, I get where he's coming from. I mean, he said how it's about how you finish, not how you start. So that's around when it gets more serious.
We talked yesterday, like when Nikki was in here yesterday, we were talking about how like I'm sitting there with if I get bored watching the Phillies, I start clicking or using the remote or whatever you guys call it.
So really quick. So this is what the Phillies owner said a couple of weeks ago because he was asked about the Phillies not trading their top prospects, Billy. Your Millers, your Crawfords, your Painters, etc. And he explained about why they're not. I want you to listen to what he says about Crawford because I think what you hear him say about Crawford tells you everything you need to know.
These guys are now, Painter's virtually here. Right. I think Crawford could easily be up here if he has a good, couple of months at AAA. Miller's could charge in hard. I think those three guys in particular, they're close enough to be MLB ready that I think you'd have to have a really spectacular trade to think about trading either any of those people.
Well, yeah, I agree to that.
So he's saying that Crawford is basically a good month or two at AAA away from coming up.
Well, Nicky Urshel thinks he's ready tomorrow.
Well,
yeah, that might be a little fast.
I think it's too fast.
A little fast, but
right.
Still,
it's not far off.
Look, I just wanted to bring that up about Andrew Painter. Very encouraging stuff from him down there. All right, Josh.
Bill,
can you explain to me the Flyers fired Tortorella?
Yes.
And now they're 5-1 without him as a head coach?
Yes.
What's that say to you is that like, don't you want to like kind of semi-tank like the Sixers?
No, because the Flyers already have 3 first-round picks.
Right.
That's like unheard of in sports, right? Like to have 3 first-round picks in hockey, that's like insane. So to me, it's less important for you to get a high pick than it is to have the picks, because now you can parlay all 3 of those picks. Number one. Number two, I love the fact that they're finishing the season strong. I don't believe in this idea, Billy, that like what happened last year doesn't matter. No, you're giving these players, Mishkov, Brink, Forrester, Sam Ersson, you're Tippett. You're giving these guys a positive, hey, we finished the year strong.
Okay.
Hey, we got this in us. We can do this.
Yeah, and I think a big difference between the Flyers versus how like the Sixers, we all want them to tank, is the Sixers, they're dealing with guys who are injured. They're dealing with guys who probably aren't going to be on the team next year.
They're also dealing with a team that's old, Andrew.
Yeah, so it's like a team, the Flyers, these are all guys, I mean, for the most part, who are going to be a part of this team moving forwards. And so when you have 3 first-round picks, it's not all about bottoming out because, hey, like, these aren't our real starters anyway. Like,
right.
Well, here's what it comes down to, guys. They got to make the right picks. I mean, look, we picked Nolan Patrick with the number 2 overall pick. Look how he turned out.
Hockey's also a bit of a crapshoot because, like, hockey's like baseball, where like you could draft a guy and not see him at the big league level for like 2, 3, 4 years because of development reasons.
Where are the Flyers going to draft? Which number? They're like 6, right? 5 or 6.
Let me pull up the projections. I mean, the season's
we got Mitchkov at 7.
Yeah,
but remember,
obviously
they took
a big part of that.
Because the only reason he, I guess, went that low is because they knew he wasn't going to be able to play in the United States.
Right, he wasn't coming over immediately.
Right.
Yeah, we kind of got lucky at the fact that, I mean, I remember nobody expected him to come over this season, and then that dropped on us, out of nowhere.
As of right now, if the season ended right now, which obviously is not, but the Flyers would have the 6th pick, the 23rd, and 24th picks.
Because they have 3 games left in their season. The Sixers' last game is tonight.
But here's the thing: like you look at the teams that are ahead of them in the draft order, they're not catching San Jose or Chicago. Those 2 organizations make the Flyers look like the greatest of all time, the way they're running their teams.
Right.
Nashville and Boston have had so many injuries, they just fell apart. And then Seattle is in a year of transition. So the only way you could maybe move up is you might get to 5. But at the end of the day, though, look at hockey. Like how many times if you go through every year's like draft, Cole Makar is the best player from his draft. He was 4th overall,
yeah, I was
right?
gonna say, he was,
There are tons of dudes who are not, oh my goodness, what's his name? The guy for Boston.
Pasternak?
Yes, Pasternak. I think he was like 18th or 20th overall. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have the number 1 pick to get a really good player. You got to be smart in drafting. And frankly, Billy, if I'm the Flyers, I trade 2 of those picks and get a player. I'm going to go take those picks and say, I'm going to call around and see. I need a number 1 defenseman, Billy. The defensive pairings on this team are just not good enough.
Jamie Drysdale's a minus 28.
Like, you saw, if you watched the 4 nations.
Right. That was unbelievable.
Sanheim played great. You know why he played great? Because he was surrounded by players who were better than him. When you're asking Sanheim to be one of your best defensemen, he's just not that level.
You're only good as the company you keep.
But if you pair him with a guy who's better than him, right? You pair him with a guy who's a stud D lineman. Now you're elevating everyone else's game. To me, Bill, the biggest problem with the Flyers is when Keith Jones and Danny Briere came in, they both came into an organization that had failed at developing and acquiring defenseman talent.
Right.
And the rotations of these defensemen, honestly, can I be blunt? They just really suck at times. Okay.
Tommy said that's a bad word.
It's just it is what it is. Like you cannot be a hockey player and not be good at backpedaling skating wise.
But it's deeper than that. This team is 5-1 without Tortorella, which tells me what were the guys? Was he making them so tight?
I think so.
What was he doing? That
I think
were they not? Did they just quit on him? I mean, what were they doing?
I don't know if they quit on him, but I think that Tortorella, I think he was initially pushing the right buttons, but I think he kept trying to go to the well too many times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he kept trying to strangle, tighter and tighter and squeeze it harder and harder. And it just, I think when he made the comment that he doesn't know how to coach this team, that was a sign of where this team was going, Bill.
Yeah, and he said that on that interview with NBC.
Well, the post game.
Yeah, the post game.
Yeah.
He said that with one of the reporters.
I mean, you can't just say that publicly. Like, again, I don't know if he's trying to use that as a way to motivate his team, but again, like, you're just pushing way too hard, just becoming a dark cloud.
So,
over
Andrew,
this team.
I'm looking at this team. I'm looking at the statistics, right? Now, a couple guys have moved on, like
Farabee and Frost.
Loudon. But this team has like 15 guys that were double figures in goals. 15.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's a good amount. I mean,
to me, the bigger encouragement is the 20 goal scorers. It's the fact that guys like Forrester cross that number.
Tippett's got the 20 now.
Well, Tippett's got 20 almost every year.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has shown himself to be, a consistently reliable guy. But like a guy like Forrester, or like you saw yesterday, Bobby Brink with the game-winning shootout goal.
Yeah.
It's the fact that these guys are growing and evolving, and frankly, I think that's going to be the differentiator, Bill, because you know how it is, Bill. If you can't show it, you're out. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
Yeah. And I think, no offense to him, but who might be gone next year?
Oh.
Cam York.
Really? Well, he was on the list with the Tortorella.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to all reports, that they came to fisticuffs up in Toronto.
And that's why York got benched, because apparently he swung at Tortorella. And it's like, dude, you can't swing at your coach. Like, I don't care how frustrated or upset you are.
I did that.
Well, you're an idiot.
This is the Shriner we're talking about.
Listen, I'll never forget it.
What does Billy Schweim and Cam York have in common?
We both took swings at our head
More
coach.
than you
Actually,
think.
I took a swing at my quarterback's coach in college. My father, we live up in Jersey. I went to school in North Carolina. I made it to second string quarterback in college. So
who was Billy? Who was the guy that Buddy Ryan? Remember what was it? Buddy Ryan and Kevin
he punched
Gilbride
from the guy from
the Oilers.
Martz.
No, it was the Oilers. Remember they were on the Oilers staff.
I've heard about this.
Yeah,
it was Buddy Ryan and Kevin Gilbride.
Gilbride,
Yes.
he punched him. No, listen. So the guy, my coach, his name was Galen Welburn. I kid you not. Galen Welburn. He was a
What kind of
quarterback.
name is that?
He's a Southerner. I had a
Sounds
Yankee.
like an idiot.
I was a Yankee. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, Andrew,
There was
it was
tension?
real. I was a Yankee, and I think they didn't like the fact that I made it to second string quarterback in front of their
that's
scholarship players.
Petty.
So he tells me that he's going to put me in. Tell my mom and dad to drive on down. Mom and dad drive 16 hours to see me play football. He didn't put me in. So then in Monday he kept making me run. He was like putting salt in the wound. So I came in. What's wrong with you, coach? And he swung at me first, and then I lamped him.
Oh, well, he swung.
Well, that's also
a different thing. He swung at you first.
Well, I had my helmet up on my head, so my chin, my bars were up high like this, and he pushed the bars up in my face. I was bleeding. He cut my lip.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and also like he's a coach, and you're like a college.
Yeah, well, he
kid,
was
like-
young too.
Well,
I was like 18
yeah.
or 19. He was like probably like 24. He was
well, that's a little bit different
when
story.
he was on the
than
payroll.
Yeah.
Tortorella, who's 50 years old, and Cam York, who's like 24, and it's like he's like, I don't like Cam York's attitude.
No,
I
I think he's too small. You know what I say, Josh?
I know big guys beat up on little guys, but the problem is that they can't beat up on little guys if they can't catch them. And remember I told you about Konechny. Konechny, they can't catch him, right?
Yeah, he's also a minus 15.
Well, listen, again, the plus minus has to do with your teammates as well. It's not just about the individual.
That's true.
And I think that the problem is Cam York was so highly regarded of a prospect, and he played so well for Team USA a couple of years ago that we all felt that he was going to be a certain caliber of defenseman. And honestly, at times, and this is where Tortorella maybe should have handled it better, but You can't be that highly regarded of a prospect, Bill, and be skating like you're in cement.
Well, maybe because of Tortorella, the way he handled him, maybe he was stunting his growth, and who knows? Maybe this is what he needs: a new coach, a new start.
Or maybe he needs Herb Brooks to come back from the dead and tell him, again.
We had Buzz Schneider
again.
on. Remember we had Buzz Schneider on a couple of weeks ago when on the anniversary of the gold medal.
Yeah,
he was talking about how tough Herb Brooks was.
I think Cam New York needs a coach to tell him again. Again.
All right. For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store, and they deliver. I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial, residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. When we return, we continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman.
Y'all are saying biscuits aren't as good as bagels for breakfast sandwich? The biscuit is better.
Cece, no,
the biscuit is better.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Y'all are having the wrong. I don't know who making y'all biscuits. Y'all are all off. Like, if you got a biscuit as the vehicle for the breakfast sandwich, I'll take that 10 times out of 10 over a bagel.
What?
Wake up weekday mornings with Unsportsmanlike with Evan Cohen, Chris Canty, and Michelle Smallman on 97.3 ESPN.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and nonstop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Tax season at Tom's River Volkswagen means we're paying the sales tax. Yeah, we've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale, and we're paying the sales tax. Tell that nasty old tax man to go straight to Tom's River Volkswagen or Tom'sRiverVW.com, because we're paying the sales tax.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I need new rotors.
When you buy 2 Duralast rotors during our spring sale, you get Duralast brake pads free.
Free?
With the rotors.
Well, that's great. What if I need extra stopping power?
You can upgrade to Duralast Gold pads for just $10.
So Duralast pads are free?
Yep.
And an upgrade is just $10?
That's right. Part of the spring sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card good for use at Jester's Dive Bar for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
We're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. It's Billy Schwein with Josh Hennig and the Intern Angel Leeds on a beautiful Sunday. Masters. Do it, imitate Jim Nance. Listen, I love it. I love when you see the advertisements for the Masters. The green, the United States is green with the flag, the whole, the South
yellow
Carolina
flag in the wind.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a rite of passage. It's this time every year.
It's Americana.
It's a piece of Americana, and the tradition lives on. I love it. The green jacket give it out tonight.
And it's going to go to somebody's everyone. Probably the most exciting part, know, and it's crazy because, for as exclusive as the Masters are, guys, this will be the 55th man to win the Masters. Think about how exclusive that is. The only two groups of people that are more exclusive than that, Billy Schwein, do you know them in pro sports?
No, I don't. Do I?
The most exclusive club is Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
That's what I was going to guess.
Right,
There's only 34 of them.
500 home run hitters.
500 home run hitters is a little more than that, actually. Now because of all the stupid guys and the juicing and everything. Right. But what else is rare is players who have won NBA MVP. There are 35 of them.
Wow.
Huh.
But there are 54 to be 55 winners of the Masters. It's one of the three most exclusive clubs in all the sports.
I'm upset. I don't know how upset you are, but we're not going to have any playoff hockey. We're not going to have any playoff NBA Sixers. Is this the price we pay for winning a Super Bowl?
I mean, if that's the price we have to pay, I'm willing to.
Because it's unfortunate. Let's go back. It's a football town.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are the Eagles. I mean, I love the Sixers. I love the Flyers.
Yeah, we love the Sixers. Right. We love the Sixers. We love the Flyers. But Andrew, this is the price we're paying. We're paying for it right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to go to that parade on Broad Street in February in the cold weather, I mean, nothing beats it. Nothing beats it.
Honestly, I'm way more excited for the Eagles in the draft in this offseason than I've been for any Sixers game the entire year.
All right, so
I don't think you're crazy for saying that.
Let me ask you this question, Josh. What is the biggest Eagles need?
Oh boy. I mean, my gut instinct. Can I say depth? Because I feel
I think you need to give me a position
more specific.
More specific.
Well, the reason I say depth is because, to me, all the guys they've lost this year were they're like reinforcements.
Wait a second. It's on the quarterback. They lost a starter and his backup. They lost a defensive tackle. They lost
the third string, the number 3 D tackle.
Right.
Yes,
but they have a rotation.
Corner. The starting corner, I'll give you that.
They lost they lost their right guard back then.
Yeah, but they're easily replacing him.
Starting safety as well.
Starting safety here. So to me in the draft, I don't know if I want the Eagles drafting a safety because they've never done it properly. But the interior, the defensive line, I'll say the defensive line. I this is a deep draft for D tackles and for D linemen. So I like to see them, Bill, attack that position and reinforce, because God forbid, and I put that preface out there, knock on wood, whatever you want to do, something happens to one of our starters.
Right.
You need somebody ready in the wings, like it was this year, right? This year we had a guy ready in the wings, right? When Brandon Graham went down, who came in? Nolan Smith. Jalix Hunt. Now I need a new Nolan Smith and a new Jalix Hunt.
All right, Andrew. what's the Eagles' biggest need?
I'm going to go with the safety position, and I get what Josh said with, they've never particularly done that very well. But, hey, we said the same thing about drafting corners early going into last year's draft. So, said same thing about finding linebackers and paying them. So, obviously, it does depend how the board shakes out because of all the top-end safeties
All right, so
are gone.
let me ask you this question. We got the 32nd pick. We won the Super Bowl. Look, does Howie try to move up, get creative that way? I mean, you're so far down. Was moving up really make a difference? Or would he move back?
I mean, we did see Adam Schefter, I believe it was reported that the Eagles are going to be making some trades on draft night, and he didn't specify whether that's to go up and go down. Yeah, that we traded out of the Lamar Jackson pick a few years ago.
Here's the audio of what Schefter said about the Eagles trading.
So on draft day this year, it would be just like the Eagles general manager, Howie Roseman, to package some of these picks either in this draft or next year's draft as well, to move up the board if there were a player that he really wanted. And it would be just like him and that organization to trade some of these future picks for a veteran that a team knows it's not going to re-sign, that it knows it's moving on from.
Wow.
Yeah. So I do expect Howie to make some sort of move. I mean, like he said, obviously to trade up. I could see him trade down too.
And by the way,
nobody he wants.
How about this? If I'm the Eagles and it's draft day and this player is still available, you know who I'm calling at 6 p.m.?
Who?
I'm calling the Bengals.
Yeah.
You guys can't sign Trey Hendrickson. We'll take him.
I mean, I would love that.
By the way, I gotta say this. I have never been so wrong about somebody in my whole entire life. Remember, Josh, how critical I was of Howie Roseman?
Yes, you were.
Mike Gill. I apologize to him. I said, at least I have a bigger man. I can say I was wrong, Andrew.
You apologize to me, too.
I apologize. I have never been so wrong about a person and his capability to do his job than Howie Roseman as GM.
There are two people I have to say that Billy Schweim has apologized to me about for his vehement just despisement of them and then me disagreeing with him. One of them is Howie Roseman, because I always argue with you, Bill, about it here on 97.3. Right. And the other guy is Travis Konechny.
Yeah.
You have admitted you were wrong about both of them. And you're a man for that.
Travis Konechny is a mighty Mike. And I always said, big guys beat up on little guys.
Unless you can't catch them.
But, I told you this, I go back and forth with Chief a lot. And he actually said the same thing. He had the same exact sentiment I did. He wants bigger guys that can skate fast.
I know it's
not that easy.
It's hard to find them. But back to the Eagles. So to me, guys, if the Eagles walk out of the draft with fewer draft picks, but they have Trey Hendrickson, how are you feeling?
I would feel great about that. I mean, Trey Hendrickson, he's great at his position. Be awesome to add that to that defensive line rotation that we have. Obviously, the issue comes with paying him because he's going to want to get paid, but how he knows how to make it work with the money.
You remember, they got Jalen Carter contract coming up next year.
Yeah, not even to mention
he's going to get a boatload.
I mean, you got guys, a couple years out, Nolan
Cam
Smith.
Cam
Jurgens. Eventually, we're still years away, but Quinion and Cooper, you would think.
But if anyone can make it work.
I'm telling you,
dude.
Josh, I apologize to you. This guy, Howie Roseman's a genius. And if I had to rank the GMs in this town, it would be Howie Roseman, Dombrowski, and the rest of the crew.
I would have said Howie Roseman, everybody else. By the way, Andrew, you brought up safety. I got a safety for you, but he's not a draft
kid
pick.
From South Carolina.
But it's not a draft pick.
Oh, that's not a draft
Does he happen to be a Canadian?
No.
Okay, I didn't know if you go Sidney Brown there.
No, well, we already have Sidney Brown. Yeah. No. So you guys might remember, but Justin Simmons played for Vic Fangio, and he
from Denver?
He said this on the Up and Adams show about his interest in joining the Eagles, Billy Schweim.
Going to Philly with Vic, you know exactly what you're getting out of me, and I know exactly what I'm getting out of them because I've been in the system. I still have a ways to go to mastering it, but there's some things and nuances that I know that Vic likes, that I know that Christian Parker likes, and I think I could really help in that area. Obviously, them moving on from CJ and what he's poured into that city there is big shoes to fill, but I love what they have going on with Blankenship and the rest of the supporting cast there.
The fourth most interceptions of any player active in the NFL right now.
And he excelled under Fangio.
That man.
Denver.
That man right there.
I will say, if we bring him in, then I completely
but
agree
how much
with you.
How much is he going to want?
I mean, he only made like $6 billion last year.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the safety position is one of the less valued positions in the sport. So, yeah, if we can bring on Justin Simmons, and I completely agree with you. I would say if we could pull a swing for Trey Hendrickson or just targeting the D-line. Because we need I like Moro Ojomo. I like Jalix Hunt. Still, they're not guarantees to be the future of this defensive line.
You need more bodies out there.
Yeah.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark with a friendly staff. It's no wonder why Circle Liquors is the best of Philly, best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store. They deliver. Now, I want to tell you about Las Scalas. We love Las Scalas Beach House. Can't wait for the summer. It opened 2 summers ago to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza and their daily specials. Eat in or take out at Las Scalas. Open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's ScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll get our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free Train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the Locker Room sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Springfest deals are still in full swing at Lowe's. Right now, get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for only $10. And get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $300 when you buy 2 or more select GE kitchen appliances of $396 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/16, excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Meanwhile, at Xfinity. So, influencer life going well?
Oh, yeah. I'm up to 32 followers.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah, posting my tap dancing videos is easier than ever because we engineered Xfinity Internet with 99.99% network reliability.
Plus, Xfinity Mobile with Wi-Fi Power Boost gives you ultra-fast Wi-Fi at home and on the go. But wait, tap dancing? You don't tap dance.
Hey, what I lack in skill, I make up with passion.
Do more of what you love and love how fast you do it with Xfinity Internet and mobile.
Now through April 17th, get 300 megabit Xfinity internet and 1 unlimited mobile line together for $30 a month for 1 year and save $1,000 in your first year over Verizon and AT&T. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Savings compared to Verizon 5G internet plus 1 unlimited welcome line and AT&T internet 300 plus 1 unlimited starter SL line. Xfinity internet required. Actual speeds vary. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabits of usage per line. Data thresholds and actual savings vary.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97 ESPN and the free.
All right, we're back broadcasting live from the Tom's River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, Josh Hennig, and the intern Andrew Leeds. Of course, I love my Volkswagen Teos. Get up to Tom's River Volkswagen, go see John or Huey, and they'll put you in a nice Teos or Tiguan. I see these cars everywhere.
Yeah, more and more.
I know hot white Teos.
They all want to be like the Shriner.
Yeah, get up to Tom's River. It's only a 40-minute drive. Yeah. Tom McMenamin. All right, Josh Hennig. Ever since this was November, maybe late November, early November, decided to do this high school athletes spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township right here on Tilton Road. Let's go to the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, Fran Mclaughlin. Good morning, Fran.
Good morning, guys. We are looking live from Holy Spirit High School softball field.
Nice.
I know you're open to your shows, got inspired by that old NFL Today music.
Yeah, Brett Musburger.
Yeah, he used to come on every Sunday morning. That was my favorite part of the kid. Make sure we were done breakfast after church to get in front of the TV for that opening.
Now let me ask you a question, Fran. Will you watch the Masters on TV?
Yeah, I do love that tournament for some reason. It's it is special. There's no doubt about it. It's been really good this the last couple of days. Yesterday, that was some of the best Masters golf we've seen in a while. We've had a couple of years where Scotty Scheffler's kind of run away with it or whatever, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that finishes up today.
All right, so on the high school side of it, I know there's been a lot of inclement weather, so a lot of these outside sports have been canceled. So give us a rundown. What's going on with the high school sports this week?
Yeah, you don't want to be an athletic director this time of year. You're scrambling to fix schedules nonstop. I am out at Holy Spirit High School. They had a at-bats for autism acceptance softball tournament. It's supposed to be a 2-day event with a bunch of teams playing yesterday. I think 4 games yesterday, 4 games today. I just watched. They got actually rained out yesterday. Just watched host Holy Spirit finish off Atlantic City in the first game. I think Middle Township and Gloucester Catholic are about to take off the blankets and ski cats and get going in a little bit here. So, but yeah, the weather hasn't been great, but they're fitting games in here and there. And Ocean City, Holy Spirit, and Oakcrest softball teams are off to decent starts. And the interesting thing about that is all 3 are being kind of, I don't want to say led by a freshman, but they definitely have it. Each has a freshman that's really contributing a lot. So we'll see how that thing goes.
All right, Fran, and this is we're moving right along. So give us your high school athletes in the spotlight. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township.
Okay, on the girls' athlete in the spotlight this week is Juliana Dugan from Egg Harbor Township Golf. Juliana captured the girls' individual title at the Atlantic County Golf Championships at McCullough's Emerald Links. They battle some really bad weather. If you ever played out there at McCullough's, that's definitely a wide open link style.
Yeah, I played there.
Yeah, it was blustery. I mean, these kids look like they were going to the ski slopes, not to the golf course. But despite the weather and the blustery conditions, Juliana shot a 18-hole career best 81 over the round, and that had to outlast Absegami senior Cassandra Hughes in a playoff. Her efforts also helped EHT capture the team title. So Juliana is our girls athlete in the spotlight this week. And for the boys, we have Michael Harless, Absegami baseball. The senior right-hander has gotten off to a 3-0 start on the mound this year for the 5-2 Braves. He opened the season with a 5-inning stint which he struck out 8 and didn't allow an earned run. And he followed that up with his best performance to date, a scoreless 7-inning gem in which he struck out a career-high 13 in a 4-0 win over Lower Cape May. He's got 26 strikeouts on this season, which puts him among the leaders for pitchers in the Cape Atlantic League. And he's shown great control while doing it. He's only walked one batter over his 18 innings. So Juliana and Michael are athletes in the spotlight this week. As always, they will get a Philly Pretzel Factory gift card.
Awesome.
And free pretzel coupons for their teammates and coaches.
That's a great – I mean, I love that. They're giving these kids that stuff. Hey, now, how do people get in touch if they want to make an order at the Philly Pretzel Factory?
They can call the store, 609-646-0012. They can order online at phillypretzelfactory.com. And I do want to bring up something. In 2 weeks, April 26th is Saturday, is National Pretzel Day. Anybody that comes into the store, no purchase necessary, gets a free pretzel. So if you haven't been to Philly Pretzel before, been a little while, maybe you gave up some sweets and treats during Lent, that'll be over with. 2 Saturdays from yesterday. April 26th, all day, no purchase necessary. Free pretzel for anybody who walks in on National Pretzel Day.
Outstanding, Fran. And as always, we appreciate you and bringing our high school athletes to the spotlight. And we'll talk to you again next Sunday.
Thanks, guys. And go Ludwig Oberg, because I do have a little wager on him today in the Masters.
Well, then you're losing. I can promise you're losing.
I know. He's got to shoot like 64.
Listen, friend, I said this earlier this year, okay? Billy, you can be quiet for a minute because we're going to talk some golf for a hot second.
I'll sit over here.
Ludwig Oberg, he is the greatest tease in golf right now. He is going to be the greatest sucker bet that will lose everyone money the entire year. The dude will not win a major this year. I promise you that.
Well, I appreciate your enthusiasm for my chances today.
All right, Fran. Enjoy the rest. Hey, Fran, don't work too hard. I called you during the week. Oh, by the way, you need to send us the graphic for last week. You didn't send us the graphic for last week.
Yeah, that's actually one of the reasons why I was out here, to get Jasmine's photo, because I'm not going to get a hold of it. So I have taken care of that, and you will get the graphic.
Awesome. All right, Fran, as always, we appreciate you, and I'll talk to you next Sunday. Thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks. See ya.
All right, that's Fran Mclaughlin with the high school athletes in the spotlight each week. Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory. And there he was on the Townsend Volkswagen Sports Hotline. A lot of great high school athletes. And it reminds me of going to the Hall of Fame thing last night.
Really quick.
Listen to some of these accomplishments. It's unbelievable.
Well, also, the Duggan family, they have a lot of great athletes over the years. And it's really cool to see that family continue to have young men and young women go out there and have some success.
Yeah, no, it's impressive.
We can talk a little Sixers. Joel Embiid had successful arthroscopic surgery. Now,
shocking.
It went successful. That doesn't mean
anything.
He doesn't mean anything. He's going to be everybody's like, it's all over the place. He had successful knee surgery. Of course he did. But that doesn't translate to him to be able to play 60, 70 games next year.
Yeah, he can now, walk a little better for sure, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be.
It doesn't mean he's going to eat better, take care of his body.
Yeah, he's got to do it on the court, which, at this point, it's getting to that time where I don't know what to expect from him at this point.
Andrew, is this the most disappointing season think about where the Sixers started to where they finished? Our expectations were
pretty high. They were pretty high. Bringing in Paul George, finally got off the Tobias Harris contract. It felt like nothing could stop us anymore. And then everything proceeded to stop us for the rest of the season.
But Josh, you look at what are they? They're the fifth spot, the worst fifth.
So
worst
the way
team.
it works is wait, that's not exactly how it works. So just to let everybody know, so the draft lottery. Okay, it's a lottery.
Right.
So right now the Sixers are locked into the 5th best odds in the lottery. Doesn't mean they're the 5th pick. Right. It just means that you have the 5th best odds. Now, hopefully that means you will walk away with a top 6 pick, because the way it works is if you have a top 6 pick for the Sixers, they can keep their pick. Now, obviously it's not. Maybe they're going to be fifth. They could be fourth. They could be sixth. They could be third. It doesn't.
How many
don't know.
balls do they get if you're in fifth? Do you know by any chance?
Is it like a 10%?
So I'll pull up the exact percentages. Give me a minute.
Because they put in one of those.
And the way it works, you can only fall, I believe, 4 picks is the farthest you can fall behind.
There
your
is a shot that they can get up as high as 1.
So here, so it is. They have a 10.5% chance at the number 1 pick.
Okay.
They also have a 10.5% chance at the number 2 pick.
So that's 21 point odds that they can finish 1 or 2.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, the way it works is the teams with the worst records all have the same odds. So the Wizards, the Jazz, and the Hornets all have 14% odds.
Wow.
Yeah.
But there's still a chance that we can get Cooper Flag.
Yeah, there's still a chance. There's a 10% chance.
Josh, would you, if you're Daryl Morey, or if you're Josh Hennig as the general manager of the Sixers, or president of player personnel, whatever,
The team would be run a lot better, by the way. Much better communication.
Since this was a tank year, and we don't know the future, what the future holds for Joel Embiid.
Right.
We don't assume that Paul George will be back.
Can't do that.
And if you do, and if he does come back, we can't assume that we're going to get anything out of him. Correct?
Yeah.
With all that being said, would you get rid of Tyrese Maxey if you you could move up?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No.
But don't you? The old adage, you got to give something up to get something.
I'm not going to give up a guy who can be part of my future. I just can't.
But you can't build a team around Tyrese Maxey.
No, but you can add someone to him. You know what I mean? Like you can, whether it's through the draft, whether it's through a trade. Frankly, if I am the Sixers, I got to have an honest conversation if Paul George wants to be here or not. And if he doesn't want to be here, I trade him.
Well, he gave up his podcast to say he was going to be, focus on
60
basketball.
games into the
60 games into the year.
He's going to start focusing on basketball.
Yeah, okay.
He's going to start worrying about taking care of his body to show the fans that he's serious about winning.
It's like, what was he doing all year then? Come on.
Right, Andrew?
That would be like Billy Schwein coming into the studio one day and being like, guys, I've decided to take the show seriously. And we're like, well, how did you do that, Bill? And Billy said, I decided to go to bed an hour earlier. And we're like,
I did that Friday night.
Okay. Like, thanks.
Yeah, glad it's happening
Well,
now.
see, here's the thing. Cooper Flag is a person you can build your future around. Is there anybody else in this? No, I'm not. I want to full disclosure, Andrew. I haven't looked at, nor will I, maybe until later, exactly who's available.
Yeah,
in
the top prospects.
in college basketball for the NBA draft. I only know of Cooper Flag because he's made the biggest splash.
Yeah.
Is there another guy that you could build a future around?
I mean, there's another couple like top names is Ace Bailey, who looks good. VJ Edgecombe looks good.
I'm not a fan of Ace Bailey, gotta be honest.
No.
I like Trey Johnson a lot from Texas.
Yeah. That's
like you
another
can build your team around?
But here's the thing. None of these guys, you can't guarantee any of these guys are going to be the face of your franchise moving forward. It's Cooper Flag, obviously.
Well, that's why I'm saying you can't get rid of known commodity, which is a Maxey for an unknown commodity.
It's a hypothetical situation.
It's the old Family Guy thing where it's like you could either have a boat or a mystery box. It's like a mystery box could be anything. It could be a boat.
It could be a candle.
It could be a boat or it could be nothing.
It could be a box of Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. So while again, Maxey, he's not going to be the franchise top number. I don't think he'd be the number one player on the championship team.
Right.
I think we all agree on that.
Right.
To me, really quick, if I was to name off a couple guys in the draft, like I said, I like Trey Johnson of Texas a lot. I think Billy, you always talk about the Sixers need a guy who can create their own shot, right?
Yeah.
A guy who can go out and get a basket. He is that kind of guy.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how he fits on this team if you still have Paul George, but, I would definitely look at him. I know a lot of people like Jace Richardson, but he's too small to me. You already have enough small guards. You need bigger guys.
What about this? Who was the rookie that was the metrosexual? The guy that paints his fingernails black.
Jared McCain.
Right.
Jared McCain.
Is you're going to count on him to be?
He's a six man. He's a guy who can come off the bench, be like a Lou Williams, a Jamal Crawford kind of guy. Why not?
Yeah.
All right. Quick question. Who is the next, which out of these two teams, the Sixers or the Flyers, who wins a championship first, Josh?
Flyers.
Andrew?
The Flyers are in a better position, I would say.
Okay. So
remember, Nicky Earnshaw said the Sixers would win a championship before the Eagles did. So
that's how bad the Sixers last. Thank God their last game is today.
Yeah.
The Flyers play at 1:00. They got 3. They got 3 games left.
Like you said, the Flyers are winning right now,
and they're winning.
Like,
I might actually go between that and the Phillies today.
Flyers are actually fun to watch.
Yeah, even when they're losing.
By the way, I love
feel
Delorier. They should have played him throughout the year more often.
Oh, blame Tortorella.
You can't beat him on the alley. You'll never beat him on the ice.
I mean, to me, I'm personally more of a Hathaway than Delorier guy.
I like them both.
To me, Hathaway is more. I like the fact that Hathaway is more like he can play with anyone. You know what I mean?
See, hockey is more of a game of intimidation than the NBA, right? NBA is more skill, and I mean NHL skill, but that intimidation factor is more prevalent in hockey than it is in basketball.
In hockey, you need guys who are more diversified than basketball. Basketball, you could have specialists.
Right.
Hockey, you can't have specialists. Like you can't have a guy out there who only does one thing well because he's gonna get exposed real.
You can tell me to get off my lawn, or I can tell you to get off my lawn, Josh. I'm not going to change the way I view hockey. You still have to have tough people, tough guys like Delorier and Hathaway.
I don't disagree about that.
Yeah.
I think you do need tough guys, but I just need tough guys who can skate. I don't need tough guys who skate in mud.
Skating cement,
mud, all of it.
Okay,
sinking sand.
Organization.
By the way, Andrew says it. That's the way he really says it.
It's just a common part of my lexicon.
I called you like 3 times, and I know you weren't faking it.
Hey, I'm not Canadian, eh?
Hey. See, when you say, "Hey, that's fake,"
yeah.
But when you say when you said it without a hesitation,
yeah.
You said organization. I'm like, what is this kid Canadian? For 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away. Can I have some? Can I have some Masters music, please?
All right, hold on.
It brings a certain new flavor to the ad.
Je ne sais quoi?
Yeah, je ne sais quoi.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friend, it's no wonder why. Most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out their website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunn. You aware their private business network they call the Leeds. Every month, you have private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business. If you have an interest in attending one of these events, see if it's fit for your business. Send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker Room with Phillies Weekend, Josh Hennig, Intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll take a look back at the Phillies weekend against the Cardinals. The Sixers season is over. What's next for them? We're getting closer to the draft, plus 4 more chances. Listen for your cue to call to enter to win Eagles Club Box tickets for a game this season.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Matt Black Kia has 3 questions. Do you have a job? Want out of your current loan? Want to save before high tariff prices? Yes! Matt Black Kia. Get up to $5,000 more than fair market value for any trade. Plus 0 down, 0 payments until July.
It's gotta be a Matt Black Kia.
With approved credit, offers can't be combined. Trade less miles and dealer Go to mattblackkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 5/4/25. Matt Black Kia. 6211 Black Horse Pike. Egg Harbor Township.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim. The intern Andrew Leeds and Josh Hennig is with me here today on a Sunday. We got the Masters. We got the Phillies, the Flyers.
Yeah, the Phillies lineup is out. It's the same as yesterday, Billy. Thoughts?
Yeah, I just want Alec Boehm and Marsh to do something. I want Bryce Harper to do something.
Do something.
Preaching to the choir.
Here's the problem. Andrew. Our stars aren't producing, and our role players aren't producing.
Yeah.
On a consistent basis. Now, I know it's only April 13th.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Tommy Greene said he doesn't worry until All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little too late for my blood. I'd like to give it a month or so before
now,
I
there
get
is
too
one
hot or cold.
Yeah, so the difference in today's lineup, really quick, just to let everybody know. So you do have Sosa at second today. Yeah, so you don't have top of the lineup anymore, right? Because there's a left-handed pitcher on the mound. But, Bill, how do you feel about the fact that Marsh is still in the lineup against a left-handed pitcher?
Look, the only way you're going to get through something, battle through something, is doing it over and over again, right? Repetition. And he's got to see, for him to become proficient at hitting lefties, he's got to hit lefties. He's got to see lefty pitching.
We've been saying this for multiple seasons at this point, so it's when do you draw the line? It's tough with Marsh.
Cut his hair, cut his beard. People give him an extra month.
There you go. That's the solution.
Really quick, the lineup: Turner, Harper, Schwarber, Castellanos, Realmuto, Boehm, Sosa, Marsh, Rojas, with Zach Wheeler on the mound against Michael Liberator for the
I'm
Cardinals.
rushing right home. I'm getting in front of the TV. I might even get chicken wings.
Sounds
hey,
like a
Josh,
good day.
thanks for coming in today, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Andrew Leeds, as always, we appreciate you. I want to thank Tommy Greene for being on the mound with us, brought to you by Blitz's Market, and, of course, Fran Mclaughlin with his high school athletes in the spotlight. Thanks for making the Locker Room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you right next weekend right here.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Tune in to the Bet365 Play of the Day during the Sports Bash with me, Mike Gill, every weekday afternoon at 5:45 on 97.3 ESPN. Made possible by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira joyed that Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up.